Is that constant high-pitched ringing in your ears driving you just to the edge? Or maybe for you, it's a buzzing, a hissing, or a relentless hum. Does it feel like an unwelcomed intruder has taken up residence in your head, shattering your peace and destroying your focus and robbing you of the simple pleasures of a quiet moment? When you lie down at night, is the silence you crave replaced by that internal noise? You may have been told by doctors that there's no cure, which is a deeply frustrating and frankly disheartening thing to hear. It can leave you feeling utterly powerless, as if you're trapped with that noise forever. It's an incredibly isolating struggle, making you feel like no one else could possibly understand. But you're not alone in this. Millions of people around the world are navigating the same exact challenge right now. But what if the secret to quieting that ringing wasn't a magic pill or a futuristic device? What if the power to turn down the volume, to reclaim your inner peace, has already within your mind? What if, in just 5 minutes every day, you could begin a journey that fundamentally alters your experience of tinnitus? The most effective strategy isn't to fight tinnitus or push it away or get angry at it. The key is to transform your relationship with it. It's about teaching your brain to perceive the sound differently, stripping away its power to hijack your emotional state and cause you stress. This isn't just a hopeful idea. It's a practice grounded in neuroscience. Scientific studies have repeatedly shown that mindfulness can significantly reduce the distress and anxiety that tinnitus causes. This video is your guide to understanding the science of why this works. We'll explore the neurological trap that makes fighting the noise a losing battle. We'll uncover how the gentle practice of mindfulness can literally rewire your brain's response to tinnitus. And we'll lay the foundation for a simple practice that can finally bring you the relief you've been searching for, especially when it's used as a comprehensive treatment plan that includes treating the underlying auditory damage with technology like hearing devices or linear, and lifestyle modifications. This is about using the principles of brain science to your advantage. So if you're ready to stop fighting and start healing, stick with me. For the guided practice itself, you can check out our companion meditation video designed to help you put this theory into action. Hi. I'm Dr. Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus in Utah. Our clinic has specialized in treating tinnitus for over 20 years and have helped thousands of patients overcome bothersome tinnitus and get their life back. And I'm proud to say we were recognized as one of the first 15 modern tinnitus specialty centers in the United States. To understand the solution we're talking about here, we must first deeply understand the problem. Tinnitus isn't merely a sound, it's a complex brain signal that has gone haywire. While the internal trigger might be physical, like exposure to loud sound or hearing loss, the part that truly causes suffering, the bothersome, intrusive quality of the sound, is largely created and controlled by your brain. Specifically, we need to look at the part of your brain called the limbic system. Think of the limbic system as your brain's ancient primal security center. It's responsible for emotions and, crucially, for detecting threatening things. It operates your fight or flight response, and under normal circumstances, your limbic system is an excellent gatekeeper, constantly filtering sensory information to decide what's important and what's not. Consider the hum of your refrigerator or the drone of your air conditioner. When you first notice it, you hear it clearly. It's just there. But within minutes, your brain assesses it, labels it as not important and not threatening, and simply tunes it out. You don't have to try to ignore it. Your brain does it for you. This is a process known as habituation. But with bothersome tinnitus, this gatekeeping system malfunctions. For reasons we're still exploring, the brain misinterprets the neutral sound of tinnitus as dangerous, as a threat. This false alarm triggers the limbic system, which screams, danger. In an instant, your body is flooded with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart begins to race, your muscles might tense up, and your shoulders creep up towards your ears, and you feel a sense and surge of anxiety. This very stress response then reinforces the brain's initial mistake. Your brain thinks, see, I knew this sound was a problem. Look at how stressed we are. And this makes you focus on the sound with even more intensity, which in turn signals the limbic system that the threat is not only real, but it's growing. It's a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. The sound causes stress, and the stress magnifies the perceived volume and the importance and threat of the sound. This is the tinnitus trap. Trying to actively fight the sound or getting angry about its presence or desperately wishing it would just go away only adds more fuel to the fire. Each of these reactions forms a kind of resistance, and that resistance is just another signal to your brain that this sound is a major enemy that must be monitored all the time. This is why the common advice of just ignore it is so maddening and almost never works. You simply can't ignore something that your brain has tagged as a top priority threat. If you're finding this explanation helpful so far, please take a moment to click the like button. It tells YouTube to share this information with more people who need help. And also, go ahead and subscribe to our channel with notifications turned on. That way you won't miss any of the future videos we put out every single week, full of real-world science-based education about the treatment of tinnitus and hearing loss. Thanks. So, if fighting the noise, resisting it, and trying to ignore it only makes it louder and more stressful, what's the alternative? The answer, which might seem counterintuitive at first, is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment on purpose with an attitude of open curiosity and no judgment. When applied to tinnitus, it's a complete game changer though. The goal of mindfulness is not to make the tinnitus disappear. The goal is to change your relationship to it so that it no longer triggers that fight or flight response. We are aiming for that state of habituation we talked about, the brain's natural ability to tune out repetitive, meaningless information. By consistently practicing mindfulness, you are actively teaching your brain that the tinnitus signal is in fact neutral and not a threat. This allows the sound to eventually fade away into the background of your awareness, just like that refrigerator and air conditioning sound. Here's a deeper look at how it works on a neurological level. Mindfulness meditation has been shown to strengthen your prefrontal cortex. Think of the prefrontal cortex as the calm, wise captain of the brain. It's the part responsible for rational thought, emotional regulation, and executive functions. A stronger prefrontal cortex can effectively soothe and manage the overactive panicked crew in your limbic system. When you deliberately and gently tune your attention towards the tinnitus sound during meditation without the usual anger or fear, you're sending a powerful new message to your brain. You're observing the sound as a raw sensation without the layer of a negative story or any emotional reaction. Imagine that you're trying to create a new path in a dense forest. The old reactive path, tinnitus leads to stress, which leads to more tinnitus, is wide and well-trodden. Your brain just travels that automatically. This mindfulness path, it's new. The first few times you try to walk it, it feels difficult and unnatural. But every time you sit down and practice observing the sound with calm detachment, you're clearing that path a little bit more. Over time, this practice physically rewires the neural pathways in your brain. The old reactive pathways weaken from disuse, and the new pathways associated with calm acceptance become stronger and automatic. This process, known as neuroplasticity, is why practices like mindfulness are proven to significantly reduce tinnitus-related distress, even if the volume of the tinnitus itself doesn't change at all. You've taken a profoundly important step today. By understanding the mechanics of the tinnitus trap and the science of mindfulness solutions, you've learned that you are not powerless. You are not a passive victim to tinnitus. You already possess an incredible ability to change your brain, and in doing so, change your entire experience with tinnitus. A 5-minute daily meditation practice is not a small thing. It is a powerful tool that you can use to systematically build a sense of inner peace that you might have thought was gone for good. You absolutely can live a full, vibrant life where tinnitus is no longer the main event, just a neutral sound in the background of your awareness. To help you on this journey, it can be incredibly helpful to keep a simple journal, but don't just track the volume of the sound. More importantly, note your reaction to it. Notice the story you tell yourself when the sound is prominent. Is it a story of frustration and despair? As you practice, you will likely notice a shift. You might write, "The ringing is here today, but it doesn't bother me. It's just there." That's a sign of progress. That is the proof your brain is rewiring itself. Remember, this is a skill, and like any skill, it requires patient and consistent practice. Be kind to yourself. There will be good days and difficult days. And don't forget, this practice works best when it's part of an overall approach to your tinnitus that includes things like lifestyle modifications, getting a good night's sleep, and other management strategies like hearing technology and linear. Now, I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts and experiences with tinnitus and mindfulness in the comments below. Your story, your struggles, and your successes could be the very thing that inspires someone else to start their own journey towards peace. If you'd like to learn more about tinnitus treatment, you can find a link to get a free copy of my book, Take Your Life Back. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you for taking this time for yourself. Remember, peace is not the absence of sound, but the ability to be present and calm right in the middle of it. Thanks for watching.